Okay, now ready to introduce my next special guest on my show. It's ready to virtually greet and meet Mary Wilson on my radio show here in the UK to discuss her new music. Mary, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Danny. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And my first question to you is, show business, was that something you always wanted to pursue? And who were some of your kind of like musical heroes growing up?
Oh, show business. Um, well, there were so many because I've got an older brother and sister, and then there was my parents' taste in music. So my parents were, Bing Crosby, Peggy Lee, Jim Reeves, Julie London, stuff like that. And then my brother was sort of influenced me with the Beatles and the Bee Gees and the Beach Boys. And then my sister was kind of into the blues when she was a teenager. So I got all those influences. And then the influence of, Stax and Motown when I became a teenager. Um, so it was a real mix, which is good, I think.
That's great to hear. You performed with an accompaniment band, if I'm correct, called the Wilsations. Can you just tell me briefly a bit about that and what was it like to work with, like-minded musicians?
Uh, well, the Will say so it was called Mary Wilson and the Wilsations. Um, we were called the Imaginations to begin with, but then we changed it mainly because there was a band called Imagination, so we changed it. But yeah, so I had a very very big. There was 12 of us, so it was a very large band. So we played live, pretty much all the time because you've got to make money if you've got 12 people to pay. So that's how it worked. But the lineup changed, quite a lot over the years because, there were people in the band that they really just wanted to get, like Michelle Collins was in the band at the beginning, but she really wanted to be an actor, which of course she now is. Um, and one of the ways in those days to be able to do that was you had to get an equity card. And you would get an equity card if you did, I can't remember now, two or three TV appearances or something. So so yeah, so the personnel changed over the years with different musicians, but yeah, it was what I'd always wanted to do. So yeah.
And one of the reasons today I invited you on my show is to chat about your brand new single called Good News, something we need
Mm,
more of today. Can you just tell me more
yes,
about
we
this
do.
exciting new release and how it's been received, by people and radio stations alike?
Well, it's been really good actually. We've had a really good reaction to it. I think it's because it sounds very much like me. It's very recognizably Mary Wilson, is what I've been told. Which I think it is. It's got a very upbeat chorus, like just what I've always wanted had. Um, it's got quite an interesting message. Um, I watched a documentary about someone whose husband was uh, during COVID, whose husband was in a coma, and she wasn't allowed to visit him, and she would do FaceTime with him even though he couldn't respond. Um, and it was quite a sad story, and that's the first thing that inspired me. Um, because it was also at a time when there was no one out, there was no one on the streets. I would go into the centre of London to just look around at my husband and me. And I've got photographs of Regent Street and Oxford Street in London where there's nothing there. There's no cars, no buses, no people. So those were kind of the inspiration about it, and how we just need a bit of good news to cheer us all up.
Sure.
That's how it came about.
100%. Good news as well. I've taken a listen to it. It's a radio, as you say, feel good, friendly track, and it certainly
Mm.
resonates with the audience. And it reminds me slightly along the lines of Baby Love as well. That sound.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's kind of retro. It's definitely retro. And I mean, look, I was influenced by, Diana Ross and the Supremes. So there's all my influences, I suppose, are in there, especially because I've been doing it for such a long time that I've been influenced by so many different things that then what comes out is a hybrid of all those things, I suppose.
And will there be some good news that you may be releasing an album later this year?
Yeah, I think we're going to be releasing a couple more singles over the summer, and the album comes out on the 4th of September. and it's called Girl About Town.
Okay, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And am I right? Is this the first time you've released some music in a while?
Yeah, it's been, well, it's 10 years this month since my last album was released, which was an album of covers. Covers. I played Dusty Springfield in a musical, so I chose to do. Everyone kept saying to me, you got, why don't you record some Dusty songs? But I ended up recording songs by Dusty, Petula Clark, Sandy Shaw, um, and a girl called Jackie. Um, and it was great, and it was all going very well, and we were touring, and then COVID happened, and then nothing happened. um, and so it was time really to put some new material out, and I didn't want to do covers again. I wanted to write my own songs. I wanted it to be an album of original songs. So yeah, so that's how it came about actually. Just
That's
by me and my collaborator, a guy called Adrian York. We just sort of decided to write some songs just to have a bit of fun. There was no plan, but then after we'd written four or five, I just thought, oh, this could be an album here, and so it is. So that's how that came about. Yeah.
That's good. And I just wanted to briefly touch on, as you say, Just What I Always Wanted was a top 10 smash for you in like the early 80s. And do you ever like, on your daily, daily travels, like whether you've been to a shopping mall or supermarket, do you hear your music playing through a tannoy sometimes? Have you ever been in that situation?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, yeah. It's I remember the first time I heard it out in public was when it was out, and it was either climbing the charts or in the charts. And I was in Portobello Road in London with my mum, and we were walking along, and it was a really beautiful sunny day, and it was coming out of this boutique. And of course, my mum was thrilled, but it was quite a surreal moment, to think that oh, that's me, and here I am walking down the street. I mean, I don't hear it that often, but I'm always getting emails from people saying you were on Radio 2 today, or you were on this one or that one, because it still gets played because it's a good record, it's a good song.
Mm. It's a song for all year round, but do you find that you get a lot of airplay around Christmas time? Just what I always wanted, like, wanted that
I
present under the Christmas tree.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look at my little charts that I get from the streaming and things like that to see if that's the case. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't know because it is a perfect song for Christmas, really, isn't it? Yeah,
That's where I
yeah.
first picked up for it. It was in December, and I heard it on, like, say, local radio in Worcestershire, and I thought it had
Right.
a catchy beat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is
Cool.
very catchy. Yeah.
You've had an impressive career as well, spanning, 5 or so decades. Do you have any advice to, like, say, anyone who's starting out in this field or the entertainment field?
Well, the thing is, the music industry. I mean, all the entertainment industry, they change so much. Um, I don't know what advice I would give because when I was making records, when I first started out, the market wasn't saturated, which it is now. Because back then you couldn't make a record in your bedroom or anything. If you wanted to make a record, you had to go into a studio with musicians who played instruments and record it like that. There weren't any shortcuts. Whereas now you can do it in your bedroom. You can open your computer and you can make a record. I think in a way it's much harder. It was hard then, but in a way it's harder now. They're all on, platforms like TikTok and stuff. And I've found some amazing singers on TikTok. Oh my goodness. And I've seen them grow. There's a jazz singer called Stella Cole, and she'd just finished college and was singing into the mirror in her bedroom. And I thought, wow, I mean, she sounds like Judy Garland actually. And she's now playing huge venues all across America and in Europe. So it can happen if it takes people's imagination, I suppose. But I don't know what advice. The advice is if you think you've got it and you want to do it, you've got to really, really want to do it. It can't be because you want to be famous or any of those things. It's got to be because you can't do anything else. It's in you. So that would be my advice: is do it because you really love doing it. Don't do it because fame is not all it's set up to be. Really, it's very different when it happens to you.
Well said advice there. And I wanted to just ask finally, your debut album Show People as well, still being, listened to even by the younger generation as well, and features your iconic beehive on the album cover as well.
Mm, mm. Yeah, the beehive's long gone. I mean, I had lots of other hairdos after the beehive, like big sort of bouffant things, which I loved. Excuse me. But when you get older, it's very unflattering to have a beehive when you're my age. It's just, it's the thing you do when you're young, because it's kind of ironic because, you've got a cute, plump face and it's just great for young people. When you get older, I mean, I still choose to wear quite glamorous clothes, and there's often a nod to the 50s and 60s, which is the era I love. But I mean, I grew up in the 70s, and I really still love the 70s, and I'm back to wearing flares again, So um, I love the glamour of it all, but not no, the Beehive had to go. Yeah.
And of course, not forgetting Crimea River, that featured on the UK album as well. And
Yeah.
was that song always meant a lot to you, the original?
Well, I'd seen it features in a film, one of the best rock and roll films ever made, really, called The Girl Can't Help It with Jane Mansfield. And Julie London appears as a ghost throughout the movie, singing, bits of this song. And I became a bit obsessed with this song, and I kept saying, I want to do that song. You know that song? And everyone was going, no. Um, because it was from like the 50s, probably maybe, yeah, early 50s. And eventually I heard it on the radio in my car and found out who it was, what the title of the song was. And I just, went to my band and said, right, I found it. It's this song. We're going to do this, And I've been doing it ever since. And it did become a hit for me. And I met the writer, Arthur Hamilton, who'd written loads of songs for people like Peggy Lee, fantastic writer. Um, so that was quite an experience. But yeah, it's a fantastic song. It's become a standard, really.
And
Mm.
finally, where's best for people to follow you on, say, like a website or social media, or if you have like a newsletter?
Yeah, if people sign up to my website, I do send out newsletters with all kinds of interesting information, like what color nail polish I'm wearing. I also I'm on Instagram and I am on TikTok, but I haven't started posting yet, but that's imminent. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I've got a YouTube channel. You just put in Mary Wilson, you'll find my YouTube channel, and the video for the new song is on there as well.
Brilliant. We'll
Mm.
definitely check that out and I'll give you a subscribe at the same time as well. Well, Mary Wilson, it's been a delight to have you on the show. Just say thank you very
Thank
much for,
you.
for taking time out your day to do this. And we'll put the links to your new single and your websites, in the box below. And then we'll get your
Sure.
single played on my sister radio show as well.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much, Danny.
You're very welcome. Mary Wilson, special guest on today's show.